Is Brett Brown trying to get fired? Is he trying to get fired? He has to be trying to get fired. There's no other explanation for this. There's no other explanation for this. He's trolling us. He's joking. He doesn't want the job anymore. He wants to go home. He's trying to get fired. Video is brought to you by Bud Light Seltzer Black Cherry. I'm kidding. It's not brought to you by Bud Light Seltzer. I ran out of beer. I'm drinking my girlfriend's Bud Light Seltzer. Tastes like ass, but it has alcohol in it. If it was sponsored by Bud Light Seltzer, I'd drink it all the time. Anyway, let's get into it. After the Game 1 loss to the Boston Celtics, everybody in the sports universe, Stephen A. Smith, and by the way, I haven't even watched the Stephen A. Smith video. Apparently, he ripped into Brett Brown, but everybody in the sports universe kind of analyzed the game and decided what went wrong. And most people with a basketball mind, most people with any basketball common sense looked at this game and said what was wrong. And then Brett Brown comes out and says the exact opposite. It's just blowing my mind. Let's just read it. Brett Brown. Oh, you guys are gonna see my search history. We gotta. Woo! I'm just kidding. Who watches porn on a laptop? Brett Brown, Embiid, shooters. PhillyVoice.com. Did Joel Embiid need more touches in Game 1? Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for this nonsense. Prepare yourself for how ass backwards this is. Prepare yourself for how blind this guy is to what's actually going on. Prepare yourself. Reporter, Brett. In the first quarter, Joel was posting and scoring at will, and you seem to go away from that. Is that something you would like to see more of? You had a lot of success in the first quarter. Brett Brown's response: I don't agree with you. Part of our turnovers came from getting stood up and trying to post. Part of our turnovers came when we did post, we weren't crisp passing out of the post. This is a double-edged sword where you have to figure out what line do you want to walk, because the examples I gave are true. There's no doubt that we want to get Joe the ball in different floor spots. It doesn't have to always be bully ball at the nail where it's just a fist fight and everything gets stuck in the mud. It can be at the nail. It can be pick and roll. It can be putting Alec Burks and Joel in two-man game and getting them out of a roll. And so I think this overplaying the volume of just smash mouth bully ball post-ups to do it all the time comes with some level of punishment if you're not careful. I look forward to going back and seeing our post passing out of the post, delivering the ball to the post, and I think we can improve a lot in that area. Okay. What he's saying is he saw some turnovers from Joel Embiid trying to pass the ball out of the post. He's kind of calling out Joel Embiid right here, which is an astronomical thing to do when you're the coach on the hot seat and this is your franchise player on a max contract, but whatever, we're not going to go there. Part of the reason Joel Embiid was turning the ball over from passing out of the post was because he was being double and triple teamed because you had another center on the other side of the post, which leaves his man in close proximity, and it's a super easy double team. Surrounding Joel Embiid with shooters and spacing the floor would clearly and obviously, and it's a no-brainer, would make it harder for teams to double team him in the post, and which would result in Joel Embiid being more successful passing out of the post. Asked about his interest level in going 4 out around post-ups moving forward, Brett Brown was remarkably clear. And let's make it clear, 4 out around post-ups mean putting 4 shooters on the floor around Joel Embiid posting up. 4-1 in NBA 2K terms, or probably NBA terms in general. 4-1. 4 shooters around the perimeter, 1 center in the middle. Brett Brown had 0. His interest in doing that, he says 0. And here's where it gets fucking crazy. Here's where it gets delusional level, sociopathic level, narcissistic level, stubborn Chip Kelly level, duck on yourself, I'm right, everybody else is wrong. This is insane, I almost can't even read it out loud. Brett Brown said, I lived. He just starts to put himself on such a pedestal. I lived with Tim Duncan for 5 NBA finals, 4 of which we won, and 12 years with Greg Popovich. And I'm very privileged to have experienced the world of post player as it relates to spacing and schemes and how people came at him. The one thing that resonates the most is 4 on the perimeter is the easiest environment to double team a post player and have the ability to put out fires as a result. The ability to put out fires. He speaks metaphorically. Are we firefighters, Brett? Anyway, it's too crowded, and to occupy a low zone space on the court out more interests me the most. This guy just said out loud that 4 shooters on the perimeter is more crowded in the post than having another fucking center in the post. How is it more crowded? How in the world would it be more crowded in the post with 4 shooters on the perimeter than having 2 centers in the post? This, like, not even speaking basketball, from strictly straight up logical terminology, this is wrong. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Now let's talk about what's really wrong. He's talking about the 5 NBA finals with Tim Duncan. The 4 that we won. He's talking about the 12 years of Greg Popovich. You know what, Brett? Tim Duncan championship. Tim Duncan won championships in 1999. Tim Duncan won championships in 1999, 2003, 2005, and 2007. That is 14 years ago, Brett. 14, 16, 18, and 21 years ago. Brett, the NBA is not the same anymore. Teams are shooting three-pointers at record levels. They weren't shooting the ball like that back then. You cannot say your coaching experience coaching Tim Duncan in 1999 is the reason you're coaching the team you're coaching it right now. Actually, you can say that. That actually makes perfect sense. We're all sitting here like, I can't believe Brett Brown's doing this. Why would you do this? He's got to be delusional. He's got to be drunk or high. And really, he honestly thinks his coaching philosophy from 1999 is going to work in the NBA in 2020. And he's seen it not work all season long, and he just saw it not work in Game 1 of the series against the Celtics, and he still thinks that's the way he should coach. 4 out, 1 in, he says, doesn't work and is too easy to defend, but every team in the NBA is doing it except for you! Let me put it in perspective for you. Brett Brown's coaching philosophy from 1999 is what he's doing right now to try to win in the NBA in 2020 with running 2 centers in the paint because he thinks you need to occupy both low blocks to space the defense or whatever he's trying to say. He thinks that coaching philosophy is how he's going to win in 2020. Let me put it in perspective for you. The NBA leader with most three-pointers made in 1999 was D. Brown with 135 three-pointers made. I'm saying this because obviously the floor is spaced a lot more right now in the NBA. You need to space the floor offensively, and more importantly, you need perimeter defenders to space the floor and guard guys 30 feet from the basket in 2020. You need to space the floor defensively as well. All right, Al Horford and Joel Embiid on the floor at the same time is not doing that. Let me get back to my point. D. Brown led the league in 1999 with 135 three-pointers. In 2020, James Harden leads the NBA three-pointers made with 135? No. 190? No. 235? No. 270? No. 299 made three-pointers. The NBA leader in 99 made 135. The NBA leader today made 299, more than double. The NBA is shooting the three-pointer at more than double the rate they were in 1999. And Brett Brown's coaching philosophy right now is what he learned in 1999. That's all I have to say. There's nothing else to say. This guy's trying to coach a team with 2 centers on the floor. We're playing a small we're playing a power forward at small forward. We're playing a small forward at shooting guard. Everybody's out of position. Nothing makes any sense. It's all clunky. It's jammed up. And Brett Brown thinks we're going to win like that because he's stuck in 1999. Please fire this guy already. And by the way, I had a lot of Tobias Harris trash talk last night after the game. I talked bad about him a lot. I said Alec Burks is better than him. It's not Tobias Harris specifically. It's Tobias Harris in this offense. Because Tobias Harris is a big guy, and he's kind of slow. He's not taking many people off the dribble. If he plays power forward, he can ISO other power forwards. He has a better chance of taking power forwards off the dribble. Enes Kanter, Daniel Tice type of players he can take off the dribble. You're moving him to small forward, and then you're playing your stand-around basketball with no plays run, and everybody has to ISO. Now you got Tobias Harris trying to take shooting guards and small forwards off the dribble in ISO situations. It doesn't make sense. Somebody make it make sense. Brett Brown's trying to get fired. There's no other explanation for it. I just wanted to go over that. I couldn't believe what he said, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Run it back. DJ Eastwood. Peace. Have a good night.